so I'm Zach Whyte, co-host of the Raindrop Drop Top podcast, and today I'm doing an over-under, and Tommy's going to ask me a few theme park related questions based on a variety of different topics, and effectively I just have to say whether or not I think that topic is overrated or underrated. Overrated. Straight up. It's a trash event, like, honestly, because I've done it twice now. The first year I did it was pretty paying. The second year I did it was also paying, but it's like I kind of enjoy it more just as like going there for the atmosphere with like company and stuff. Like the mazes, most people go for the mazes, and low key the mazes are quite dead out because so many of them are just the exact same as one another. Like Coven of 13, the Cellar, arguably Creepy Cottage, and like the Colony, they were all like the exact same. And that was just dead. Obviously Colony's not there anymore, but now they're getting a rip-off of Ash Hell, obviously at the beloved Extreme Scream Park and some other fucking maze. But like, low-key, it just feels like the maze is there on a much cheaper scale, but then the atmospheres, either way, it's still pretty, like, it's still fire as fuck, but just the event as a whole is just overrated as shit. Fuck's sake. So I've got a divided opinion, right? I'm gonna say, oh shit, I don't know, you know, that's a difficult one. It depends if we're talking about the monthly pass or just the normal premium or just annual pass in general. Just in general. I'm probably gonna say, you know what, I'm still gonna say underrated, because, not gonna lie, like you can pay, say it's like the January sale, and they're a lot cheaper, and you can pay like what for a premium, like £180, £230, somewhere between that area. But then within half a year you could already just repay that amount of money back just within half a year visiting one theme park. Right, the amount of times I've been to Towers this year, because I've had a monthly premium annual pass, is more times within this half year I visited more times than I did at all last year when I didn't have an annual pass and whatnot. So like, they're pretty paying, because you pay one sum and you get your monies back so easily. Overrated. It's just, I could rant for hours and hours on end about Subspecies. It started off pretty strong, so throwback to when it opened in 2015 at Scarefest, and they had like a proper blow up year. So they had Molly Crow and Subspecies open, and a reroute of Terror of the Towers, which everyone knows is the best maze Scarefest have ever done. But so Subspecies first year was fucking sick. I remember raving about it, and everyone raving about it, because it was just like on a whole new level to what anyone had ever like seen before in terms of a maze. The following year was, again, like, it was sick. But 2017 onwards, I've just had shit run-throughs with like no excuses as to why it was a shit run-through. Like, I've gone through and seen about 3 actors in there throughout the whole night. This is speaking from like 2017 up until this year. I've been in and seen rooms like with no actors in there. I've been in rooms that I've got the house lights on and no effects, no audio, or I've ended up being forced through like a fucking actor room or that way or something. And there's one time, we got to the ending, the famous chainsaw ending, and we literally were walking through, and we see the chainsaw guy just like standing there without his chainsaw, just like lingering, just being a melt, just doing like just whatever the fuck he was doing, I don't know. And he was just lingering, just being a melt, and he sees us and like makes eye contact, and then we literally watch him pick up the chainsaw and then stand there and wait for us, and we're like, we've just seen you out of character, what are you doing? Like, you just fucking killed it. And the maze was shit enough that night, as it was already. And yeah, Subspecies just a dead maze. WICKERMAN, underrated. Straight up. Like, it's a solid coaster, and obviously everyone raves about it, but like, there's a reason for it. Like, I mean, even you know, have you actually been on the coaster? Yeah, but like the pre-show as well. Obviously, the pre-show is fucking amazing. Like, the whole area atmosphere, I think that's one thing I've seen Towers do a lot with all their coasters, like just the general atmosphere around the majority of their coasters is like fucking electric, and like WICKERMAN, you're in the queue in the audio, like the soundtrack's Pen, and obviously you queue underneath the coaster, which means you get to see the whole thing going around, and it just builds up tension. The pre-show is insane. The coaster, especially on the back row or towards the end of the day, with all the effects running and everything, it's just like on the next level. So like best coaster at Towers, and I prefer wooden coasters anyway, so you know. Oh shit. See, oh fuck, that's kind of difficult, you know, because I've heard people say certain things about it, and so
you can say about right, like if you think it is about rightly hyped, you can say that.
Do you reckon?
You can just agree, yeah.
I'd say John Wardley is balanced. Like the hype for John Wardley is about where it should be. You know, he's designed some pretty solid attractions, starting way back with like Bubbleworks and like the Haunted House and shit, and obviously up until redesigning, was it the drop for WICKERMAN or some shit, which is obviously another Peng attraction. I mean, he's designed like a lot of good coasters, and he practically built Alton Towers realistically. Like you can have even the GP raving about coasters at Towers, and it's the GP, like they're all dumb as fuck, but like they can obviously tell a good coaster. If it's John Wardley as well, then you know, like he's just everyone knows that he's designed some Peng coasters, you know. Yo, they're underrated, you know, especially recently, but like back when they only had, you know, like the launch coasters, so like the hydraulic ones like Rita and Stealth. Stealth is like pretty Pen, not gonna lie, but Rita is fucking dead out. And back when Intamin was just doing, you know, like rough launch coasters that had like a tiny kick, but the rest of the experience was breaking your back and shit, like they would it was just a dead out manufacturing, like a coaster manufacturer. But like modern day with the likes of what Taron and stuff at Phantasialand, I haven't been on it, but like just looking at the coaster, obviously the theming in the general area, which Intamin didn't do, that looks Peng enough as it is, obviously, but the actual coaster like itself just looks insane on another level, especially everything I've heard about the coaster experience as well. Like Intamin are definitely sort of like stepping up the game a little bit in the modern day. They're going up there, I'd say. I'm gonna say Goose Fair is overrated, not gonna lie. I mean, I like it. It depends on the weather, and the last few times I've been, it's been shit weather. But what I don't like is the British, like, is it the Showman's Guild? It's kind of fucked up Goose Fair, because you go there and you have like 6 fucking waltzers, and obviously they're not all the same, but you know, like, you want to go on one waltzer, and even if the other 5 aren't the same, you're not going to want to go on another. Like that, those pictures could be for like other individual, like separate attractions and shit, but they're not. Disney dark rides, fuck. See, because I went to Disneyland Paris back in 2014. That was the last time I went, and it was before Phantom Manor closed and reopened obviously this year, and it looks fucking sick this year, but it was Peng back then as well. And obviously that was kind of more original Disney dark ride though, I'd say. But then we did Ratatouille as well, and that's probably the most insane dark ride I've ever done. It was a very fucking good dark ride. Yeah, but Disney dark rides in general are just underrated. They were just insane, like especially Ratatouille. That was like, that experience was like on a whole next level. At the time it was like no other attraction or dark ride I'd done before. So obviously in the UK we have generally shit dark rides. But yeah, underrated if anything, because mainly for Ratatouille and Phantom Manor back in the day. Mandyland. That's difficult. I'm gonna just go with like it lives up to the hype it receives, mainly because my opinion on it is generally like so often divided, because like back when we went in February, it was so shit. I would have straight up just gone, yeah, it's an overrated park if we're basing off when I went in February, because everything was broken and fucking closed, and that was just a dead day. But no cap, when I went in July, so my recent trip a couple of weeks ago with Finny Webb from TPNFY, shout out TPNFY, it was like such a peng day. Like everything was running on top form. We did Icon for the first time, and that's a very, very peng coast, and I was happy about that. And I think Icon contributes a lot as to why I'd probably say Pleasure Beach was like, say, underrated, say if I'd gone with that decision. But it's just difficult really, because it's kind of both. So I'm just going to go that it lives up to the hype, because it's shit and it's good at the same time. It's hit and miss. It's a hit and miss part.